My name's Alex Ross, or Sharky. I'm one of the owners of Sharkwerks. We're a Porsche performance center in Northern California. We like to take an already fast car and make it a little bit more fun. With a bit more horsepower, a little bit more aero, a bit better response. We kind of took what we think Porsche, had they wanted to, would call a GT4 RS. So pretty much that formula. It's something Porsche would do, and they totally could do if they wanted to. But luckily they didn't. So.
Okay, all right. We've met up with Alex from Sharkwerks. He was kind enough to bring out this sharkified Porsche Cayman GT4 with about 430 horsepower, an unbelievable sounding flat six. I feel more than blessed to be driving this car. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. Thank you so much, Alex, for bringing out this car. This is one of those days when we drive a car like this where I don't know, it makes me very happy. It makes me pinch myself and feel like, is this real life? Is this really how far we've come with Roads Untraveled? And I'm stoked to bring you guys this car. So let's go for a drive. All right, so I mean, right off the bat, immediately we've got it in sport mode. We've got the exhaust baffles open, obviously, and we've got the suspension in, just basic. It's not stiffened up or anything. Especially on a road like this, it's got a few bumps and stuff. Alex he definitely prefers the suspension in normal mode. Otherwise, on a road like this, it's going to kind of skip around and bounce around a little bit more than you'd like. So we've got it in that. I mean, Alex has driven this car a lot, so I'm going to trust his judgment in that regard. And as far as speed, all right. 7,000, 7,500 RPM, red line. It's soaking up those bumps fairly well. Yeah. Top of fourth is insanely fast. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to turn off the auto rev matching in a second here, but right now, just while I get used to the car, it's a really weird sensation, but it's kind of a cool middle ground when you're going between, a manual transmission car and a automatic transmission car. It makes you feel like a badass. It's not just a full manual where you're gonna feel like an idiot if you're on track, you miss a downshift and you spin the car out because of that, right? But that being said, that's kind of the real consequences of driving a manual and pushing a manual, right? Versus this, where it helps you out a little bit. And for the track, I can definitely see it being a good thing, absolutely. This car is frighteningly fast, okay?
So for this car, we took what would essentially be an RS-like menu from Porsche. That usually entails better gearing, a little bit more horsepower, better response, which was with a lightweight flywheel, and a little bit more power. The only thing we didn't do was a wider body, which that's what usually Porsche does, but not on this. So we've done all that. We've got shorter closed ratio gears, just to make it more fun and more interactive, I guess, and just more edgy, and improve acceleration. In first and second, you've got the lightweight flywheel, additional power and response. Those are the key things on this, and then with a few bolt-ons and tuning, we're able to get about another 40 horsepower out of it, which is not, like building an engine, but there's still a little bit on the table from this car. So I'm not saying we won't build an engine later, because we are. But may not need it. We'll see.
All right, here we go. Okay, auto rev matching is off now, so we're gonna try out some heel towing. Get the real Porsche driving experience. Oh yeah, a little bit over rev there, but getting used to it. That light flywheel is something else. That is really unlike anything I've ever felt. In terms of just responsiveness, wow, it's actually pretty easy. You really start getting torque kind of, you know, above 4,000 RPM. It is definitely a rev happy engine, absolutely. But the weight transfer, like I'm pushing the car and it's not giving me any loss of grip. The only thing I'm getting is ABS, which is very good, and those brakes are not cooking whatsoever. They've held up phenomenal. So the Cayman has, everybody kind of knows at this point that, you know, the Cayman has kind of been neutered down from the factory from Porsche just because the 911 is and has been king for 50 plus years. And I mean, it's really something to be said about the heritage of that car, but the fact it is rear engined, just the handling dynamics inherently are going to be a little bit off from what a perfectly balanced mid-engine car would be. Now, I'm not saying the Cayman GT4 is perfect. I mean, this Sharkwerks GT4 is pretty much perfect, but what I'm saying is it's kind of a shame that from the factory, the GT4 is just limited in terms of power, in terms of engine. The GT3 RS and all the 911, the whole 911 catalog, so to speak, is basically where Porsche dumps all their money, right? Oh yeah, there it is. There's traction control, finally. Almost as good of a sound as the 991 GT3 RS. It's very close.
Standing in a glass boat at the end of a black hole, cold, lost and upside down.
So having owned multiple GT cars from Porsche, on the one hand I was a little underwhelmed because it felt like the least GT car that I'd owned. But on the other hand I was excited because it was in a mid-engine platform and they definitely left quite a bit on the table. They have to protect the 911 brand, which totally is understandable. And also, you know, Porsche, you know, is smart. They always have an evolution of, well, previously 911s, and same with the Caymans. They started out in '06, and each revision's a little stronger, more powerful, better chassis. So they're not going to just, you know, drop an incredible H-bomb right away. You know, it'll take them a few revisions to get to a point where we won't touch it. For example, the 991 GT3 RSs and the upcoming 991.2 GT3 and GT2 RS, I mean, they've taken it about as far as anyone could really go. There isn't much more one could or should do, you know, other than maybe make it a bit louder. One thing they did that was absolutely incredible was the chassis and suspension, and it needs literally nothing you take away from the compliancy, which is pretty magical in this car.
Beautiful, beautiful roads that just don't end. I mean, we've been driving on this road for 45 minutes, going fast. Oh, yeah, we just killed a squirrel. Shit, I really didn't want to do that. On our way up here, Alex was driving and I was in the passenger seat, and we dodged successfully like 4 squirrels, but yeah, we just smoked that guy. Sorry guys. Basically, yeah, the GT4 has got, you know, these really cool cloth kind of race-inspired door handles, which I love. The steering wheel is really basic. No buttons on the steering wheel, once again, just like the GT3 RS. It's got Alcantara everywhere, which I've always loved about Porsches and other kind of high-end cars like this.
In terms of the wheels, we just wanted to make something a little more fun and Hot Wheelsy with our buddy Magnus Walker and 1552. And, you know, the old school rally ST look or reverse look with his wheels on the back and then the stock ones on the front. So if you look up the old 911 ST, you'll kind of see a reverse way of doing that. And then a few of the aerodynamic cues and more aggressive, canards in the front allow you to see out the back better. That's one thing. That's from Salter Aero, a Canadian company, actually, from your neck of the woods. We maintain the factory exhaust with some slightly better flowing headers, along with like a set of X pipe tips we make. Obviously it could be louder, but for that you'd probably have to change the really nice factory exhaust, which would get rid of the switch and the ability to go from quiet to loud.
Third gear, 6,000 RPM. Plenty of pull. Wow, this is so much fun. This is heaven. This is driving heaven. This is escape. It is really something else. It's the stuff dreams are made of, really. There's the diff. Really putting in work back there. That is great. Honestly, the car feels amazing. I haven't been able to drive a stock GT4 yet, so I cannot compare stock versus this, but just in terms of raw driving feel, Porsche does it best. Look at that view. It's a workout. It makes you work. Alex doesn't like PDK. If you haven't noticed, Alex is not, he's not a big fan. And after driving this manual, Porsche makes a mean manual transmission that is so much better than PDK. I mean, yeah, this is cool. Alex has built the complete package here. The guys at Sharkwerks.
Hide your wallet and hide your wives and hide everything. No, you can always email us or check out the projects on our project gallery, where we'll always tell you, what you could use and what you don't really need. In fact, you don't really need any of this. It just depends on how crazy you are. Like I said, Porsche, in our eyes, makes the best sports car in the world. It's a great car out of the box. It's just that, some of us are a little crazier, and that's where we come in.